Where's the love? Where's the love? It's right here in the heart of the city. I'm Silas Grant. I got my man with me.
Yo, yo.
TL, what's up?
What's up, Joe?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm here, man. You know, good. How you? You all right?
I'm all right, man.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Oh, yeah, I see how you doing too. I thought that was a one-off. Yeah, okay, this. Okay, Slim. I just thought about that. Okay, that's what we doing.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
we going in the autumn. We going in the autumn like that, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, it's something different, man. Something different. Yeah, something different, man.
I respect it,
You
man.
know.
But yeah, Slim, man. I mean, bro, there's a lot going on in the
There's a
world.
lot going on.
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
A lot.
A ton going on in the world, man. You know, and I, it's my hope and my prayer. I'm talking about across the country and certainly here in the District of Columbia, man. That you know, that we can find a common ground, and we can find a space where it's not filled with attack and criticism and all of the things, you know, and find a way to get to a place of stability and for people to thrive, man, because it's just like a dark cloud in a lot of ways over people right now, man. And I just encourage everybody to find what does bring you joy and happiness, man, and focus on that, and more importantly, get around people that bring that to your life, because you know what I mean, if not, man, this thing can take its toll, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, along those lines, I think it's important for everybody to really hone in on what they love, what they're passionate about, and what area of their lives that they want to dedicate themselves to being excellent in.
yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. That kind of leads me into what I wanted to say before we really get started. So yesterday, I did a walkthrough at Manifest 2.
Yeah.
Man. So food on the stove. Shout out to John Tate. We working on some wellness workshops for first responders, and we're gonna be hosting those at the second location of Manifest. So I did a walkthrough yesterday, and listen, it's been like 24 hours since I've seen it, and I've been struggling to either text him, call him, or send him a video, or send him a DM. I haven't talked to him yet because I don't know how to say this.
Yeah.
Bro, Manifest is so excellent.
I told you.
Like literally, like the hairs are jumping up on my skin right now.
Yeah,
Like
bro. Yeah,
KJ is a visionary.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
That location, man, Ashley walked me through that space, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's you know, I mean, I concur. Just to say, it's hard to put it in words, and I think it's even, I mean, from concept to the paint, to the design, to the, you know what I'm saying, to all the aesthetics, all of the details, and then like, you know, like that's your brother who is his joint. You know what I'm saying? And
So that's the part that I've been struggling with the most,
like what?
because we've talked about this on this show a number of times. Like, these people are not just, that's just my man. Like, no, that's an excellent person that I happen to know as well, right? And I think the biggest struggle for me is I'm almost led to say you should expect that from your brothers, right?
Yeah, you should. I feel like, yes,
or hope, or at least hope.
Yes,
Yeah,
you should. You should hope that, because I mean this. I mean, Manifest 1 is remarkable.
yeah, but the 2, boy.
But like, you know what I mean? So it's like, to see this, like, bruh, like, I went with him when he closed on Manifest 1 on the building.
Right.
But he don't have the concept for Manifest yet. He in Maryland doing the MBA, and almost like a class project, he comes up with this thought, and with other, you know, his other classmates helped him flush it out. But then, you know, Brian and Autumn, who was already his buddies, his friends, you know, they were in the Shy at the time. You know, they got the Sir Madam clothing line, amongst the other things. They, you know, they style icons and all that. And then, like, this thing just comes in the play with you. Now you got this place that's coffee shop, clothing store, barber shop, Speak Easy, right? And then you got the abode joint at the top, like you. So you see that, and then you talk. Then you now that grows, that does well, and then you expand to this massive space, and then you learn from the first joint that the missing component as it related to like out of office was in some ways food. That was he didn't have food there, and then you go and you get Eric, you know what I mean, from Maquetto, right? And you in other joints on 8th Street, you know. And then this menu that's crazy. You got the Speakeasy there that's larger. And you got now instead of just selling items, high-end items fashion-wise, you still do that. That still encompasses the barbershop. But then now you got a whole store, basically, as well. Where you look like you can fucking do runway, you know, you can have models going. Like, it's nuts, bro.
It's mind-blowing.
I mean, it's like nuts. The art, and you keep with the arch themes and and then, you know, Michelle Obama and all, you know.
All the smoke,
all the smoke they did, they shot there. And I'm gonna be quiet, but seeing the coverage and from the Rob report. And when I'm growing up, right, you know what I mean, my dad used to read the Rob report. I mean, and when he went in, it was the USA Today, like in terms of things that he wanted subscriptions to, it was always the USA Today and the Rob report. And so they got me on the Rob report. And I used to like dream out loud. Like every time I, go buy a magazine, I would look in the Rob report. You know what I'm saying? And like for everybody out there, if you're not familiar with the Rob report is online now. It's still a magazine that is basically like lifestyles of rich and famous. It focuses on all high-end things. And I want people out there to understand that that's what Manifest is. It's that level. It's that taste level. Yeah. It's that level of hospitality and service. Like they saying that joint is for nurturing. It's not even luxury hospitality. It does something to you.
It does something to you. Like that space, it does something to you. And I was in there for about maybe 45 minutes just moving around. And I brought that up because it's possible, whatever it is you're working on, but you have to focus at a high level to actually have an outcome like that.
100%.
And that's the point that we're making with, like, in the midst of all the dark clouds in the world, whatever station you decide that you're going to deploy yourself to, you got to be all in.
And you have to, like I mentioned, Brian and Autumn, Susan, Eric, their whole team, Ashley Tidwell, all the staff, everybody that helped that come to fruition, all the barbers. Because, again, and KJ being somebody that connects, you know what I mean? That's the one thing that I've learned. I learned, you know what I mean, so much from all of y'all. But, the one thing I always talk about that I learned from him is he made me become a better networker, right?
Let me tell you what he did one time, right? So, we went to a hospitality conference. I went with his team. Well, we didn't arrive together, but we attended a conference together in 2023. He came out for a networking event. He flew out like a day or two after we had already gotten there, specifically just to go to make sure he got connected with one person in a networking event to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then flew back the next day.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, I mean, like, I got endless stories of how we even got, well, it's like, did you get such and such number? We in a room with people that everybody in the world would probably want to be in a room with, and we rapping, we talking. Like, you get such and such number? I'm like, nah, we on the train going on. They're like, man, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, what you mean? I don't be cutting in, I don't be. He's like, Tony, like, home. You think that person wouldn't want you to have their number? You don't think that person wants your number? As much as y'all was talking, right? Just helping me to say, like, bro, because it ain't like you gonna bump into this person next week. And it's like seizing the moment and making that connection, and not only making it, but then following it up, cultivating that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I've really learned that, you know what I'm saying, from him, and that really has helped me. And I'm still working on that. But he does it naturally. And so when it's time to, how can you make other people see your vision and see your dream? And sometimes some of us possess the ability to do that, but if you don't know the right people to share your vision with, it's going to be hard to get it there. And Manifest, right, 1 and 2, is really evidence. So that's why it's called that you can manifest something, that you can think of something, and you can literally will it, right, and work it into fruition that is tangible, bro. Like I ate there twice last week. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, shout out to the entire Manifest team, man. Onward and upward. I can't wait to part 3 might be on the rooftop of somewhere,
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Commander Stadium, a hotel or something. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
For real.
Well, along those lines of people that we know in our everyday lives doing extraordinary things,
Come on, man.
we got a guest here tonight.
Absolutely.
That is one of one in more than one way. Championship level person
It's a fact.
in more than one way, who's done some extraordinary things. And this platform has been about talking to leaders in their respective industries, pulling out the information, pulling out the techniques, the tools, the tips, all the things, right? And when it comes to being in our community, working with young people, whether it be programming them through violence intervention or through athletics, there are very few people that you would call their name before you call this person's name. And I want to introduce to some and show to some others. Coach Rob Nickens.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Thank you for having us. Thank you, man. Thanks to you, man.
Bro.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we happy to have you.
I'm excited to be
here. Yeah.
Yep.
So, Coach Rob, recently you wrote a book.
Yep.
And I got a chance to read it, The Milkhouse, Story of Rob Nickens. And when I read the book, you told so many stories about so many people, in particular coaches and community members that have impacted your life.
Correct.
It seemed like throughout the book, you just was listing so many people, right?
Yep.
Coming up at the time in which you came up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all these people were along your path. In the process of writing this book, was that the first time that you really realized you had that many influences, or did you always know that?
Well, I knew I had that many influences through my whole coaching career and playing career. I mean, just growing up I grew up at Northwest D.C., downtown, Golden Rule Apartments. But as I started to write the book, it would seem like every night I would think about the next person that had played a part in my life. And it all started with, with the boys club, Julius Wide, Jimmy Watkins, them guys down there, Bill Butler, everybody from number 2.
Number 2, by the way. Oh, sorry, Rob. I just wanted to make sure.
Number 2 boys club, where I say, me and T grew up at, man, that just raised me. Turl, middle school coach Dixon, my high school coaches, my college coaches, Cheese Holloway, just so many people I've had mentors, Cecilia Thomas, just so many people that helped me get to where I'm at today. And it wasn't even just about the basketball, just being in my life and playing an amazing role when, you seem like you down, someone would just pick you up. I had a lot of people that helped me in that area growing up in Washington, D.C., and that's what I wanted to, put in my book, to be able to tell people, like, look, Rob Nickens ain't get to where he at by himself. It was a whole village that brought me to this point, and I just wanted to be able to share that with, the D.C. area. Like, I consider myself a small piece of the puzzle. I've just been blessed by God to be able to be in this position and be able to help young people in their lives. So I feel great about it. But this is an amazing read, and I'm glad you read it. Like, I tell people who have gotten the book, you need to read it, because it's going to really, really take you all the way back to when I first picked up a basketball in 1975 when I was 4 years old. My dad gave it to me on Walker Jones Playground. I'll never forget it. It's almost 50 years ago. So,
wow.
Yep.
Damn, I got that. I got 50 questions just popped in my head, man.
That's cool.
You saying, Rob, but I'm just on the process of writing the book though, and me have done that myself.
Yep.
And when you are reflecting and you do, but you can't list everybody. You can't tell every story. Or right, you just can't, right? And it's like, so how did you, what was the process by which you sort of say, I wanna, you don't want to leave nobody out or leave a story out, but how did you condense it to what it actually became the final product?
Well, off the first thing that popped up in my mind was the guys that grew up with me. So Moochie Norris, Ricardo Dorn, Damon Singletary, Cornelius Lassiter.
Yes, sir.
They're my guys. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to start with talking about them because they played such a big role in me growing up. Like, we still brothers today. Like you said, rest in peace, Cardo. But you can never forget them guys because they were with you through pretty much every step of the way. Like, and we did everything together. I mean, basketball, Andy's carry out, you name it, man. Yeah. Going to the club, I mean, whatever it was, we did it together. And also Dwayne Fuzzy Walker, who passed away too. They grew up with me in Searching Quarters, and Golden Rule was like one of my best friends, a tremendous basketball player, somebody I considered a real brother. Lost him, man, at an early age, he was playing basketball and something with his heart, but you know about that. But I just remember, it just, as I was writing the book, just chapter after chapter, it seemed like every time I would write something else would pop in my head about the next person.
And Rob, let me just to continue on that. But like you talked about growing up, Golden Rule, Market, Searching Quarters, in the time in which y'all grow, y'all my big homies. Can you speak? You talk about you, Water, Moochie, Cardo, Tiger. The y'all whole crew. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about how did basketball, save y'all? You know what I'm saying, as it related to everybody else that was, growing up in that era, in that same time, in that specific community.
I really want to shout out like the older people in my community back then. Like I talked about a lot of guys earlier that raised us. I mean, the Duke kids of the world, the Rennies of the world, Peanut, all them guys back in the day. They wouldn't allow us to get in trouble. Right. Like, they pushed us to the basketball court. I can honestly say a lot of the older guys that I grew up looking up to, Teal, Strong Darryl, all them guys, they made, I ain't gonna say they made us play basketball, but they put it in front of us as this is the outlet, and the streets are not the outlet for you. And we followed it, you know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is all 5 of us played college basketball. Right. Which is an amazing story for guys to grow up in a circle like that, and we all make it out of there, and we all play college basketball. And we all, like I said, every day I think about Ricardo, but, Tiger's living in St. Louis now with a lovely family. Yeah, Water's doing what he's doing in Roving Leader Division, great work. I mean, you look at
y'all all done touched a lot.
And that's what I'm saying. Moochie played in the NBA, which we can't talk about, his journey, but we stuck together. Yeah. We were brothers, and that's what I remember about them guys. And I remember growing up, about my community, the older guys pushed us to greatness, and that's why I think I'm at where I'm at today because of that. I mean, we could have easily got off track back then when everything was going on in our community. It was right there. It was right there to grab, and I lost a lot of friends in the fight. But for me, I had a strong mom as well and a strong dad, so not only did I have that support outside of my home, but I had it in my home. And that played a big role in, like I said, where I'm at today. So I'm blessed. I look at the blessing. It could have been rough, but the right people were in my life at the right time, and I think that was God's plan.
You know what I was thinking about a couple of days ago in preparation for this discussion, to your point about Cardo, Water, Moochie, all those guys, right? You guys came along before social media, so when y'all were going off to your respective colleges playing ball, right, it may have been a little harder to keep in contact, but it still feels like today when I see y'all amongst each other, it's still that bond that's there. In those thin times, right, when the going got tough, how did y'all encourage each other?
Well, I can tell you, I got a letter, which is crazy, from Water. He sent it to me when he was at Northeastern, and I was out in Concordia, Kansas, at Cloud County Community College. And I had never been that far away from home, and I wanted to come back home. And he was like, man, just stick it out, you're going to be fine. And I still have that letter. Yeah. He wrote me that letter when he was a sophomore in college. And you know, I wanted, you know, at that time, my mom wasn't gonna let me come back home either. But it's just the point to show you the closeness of what we had. He was thinking about me, and he was going through a battle himself.
Right. Is he away?
He away. You know, he up there in Northeastern. He trying to, you know, win the starting point guard spot. You know, playing at that level, and he telling me don't give up. He telling me to keep pushing, and that's why I say to this day, man, I can't thank them guys enough, because I mean, without them, I know I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I could tell you, I can honestly say this on the air, man. I used to hate playing Warden when he was the coach at Dunbar.
Yeah.
Because I knew one of us had to lose.
Yeah.
That's how much I loved him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that you know, I mean, Water's a great basketball mind, a great coach. But the night before Dunbar, I could never sleep. Because I know tomorrow, especially if it's an elimination game, like a playoff game,
Right.
I don't want to lose, but I don't want to see my friend cry either, or my brother cry either. So that was tough, man. Like, we used to battle, man, and, you know, we would say to each other, man, you know, we'd call each other the night before, like, man, one of the tomorrow's gonna be over for one of us, but we still who we are.
You felt that way when you played against them in high school too?
In high school, I did. I didn't want to. They were loaded. So
Right.
Let's get that clear. I ain't gonna sit here and fake. They would. I mean, one year we played with the number 2 team in the country, and shout out to Mike McLeese, who's one of my mentors, who I think showed me the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I followed Mike McLeese's lead in building the program at Roosevelt the same way he did at Dunbar. But like, I didn't want to play again. You know, me and Romeo Roach played in the backcourt in middle school, like at Turtle. So I was friends with all them guys, and then I had to compete against them. But my mom at the time didn't want me to go to school where I lived at. So that's why I went to Spingarn. I wanted to go to Dunbar and play for Mike McLeese, but when mom make a decision, you do what Barbara Nickens say. Yeah. So I went to Spingarn. I mean, and now I think it was a great decision, because look where I'm at now. But I didn't like playing against. I mean, you know, when we competed in the club on New York Avenue Playground, me and Tony going at, that was one thing. But man, when you under them lights, you got to beat them guys in front of the whole neighborhood. It's a whole different type of lights. That's why any big game, man, once I listen to Michael Jackson Thriller, I'm good.
Oh, that's your thing. You did say that in the book. Yeah, you did. I remember saying.
Once I listen to Thriller, man, I'm good. It calms me down.
Let's see, hold, Rob. See, now
you did say that in the book. I remember that now. Yeah,
that's crazy. Okay.
About to play the championship game in 2011.
So that's where that started at.
I'm riding up Georgia Avenue. I'm riding up Georgia Avenue. Because that day, in the championship game, 8 o'clock at night, tell my principal, tell Cheese, Daniel, I'm coming in late. Riding up Georgia Avenue, Thriller come on. Cool. Get to Roosevelt, park, go in my office, man, cut the radio on, Thriller on.
Sorry,
get on the bus, Thriller on.
Oh, man.
So ever since that day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Ever since that day, if I don't hear it, Roosevelt gonna lose. Like, I gotta hear it.
Damn. Wow.
I gotta hear it.
So
if I don't hear it, we in trouble.
Oh man.
So I might play it on the.
You can make. But now we're like this. You can listen to it anytime.
We took a 12-hour bus ride to St. Louis. I listened to Thriller the whole entire time.
Well, all right, let's come back a little bit though. All right, the lights though. You talking about coming up and them, and so can you talk a little bit though about inside is certainly high school basketball aficionado, much more than I, right?
Correct.
Especially like I don't keep up as much like you, but we going back though to that, like that. I feel like that's the heyday. That's like the you know, for the city, and like talk a little bit about what it was like in 90. You know what I'm saying?
And real quick, given the fact that just last week there's been this sort of alternative rule now where the kids can't all go to these games, at least right now.
Oh yeah.
So under that context too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
what was that? What was
so
that like?
Between now and then?
No, just we're gonna come up to now, but just talking about you talk that stage prepared you that really it ain't no stage no more that get you nervous because you went through that.
Yeah.
But can you put what was that like? You know, Spingarn, Dunbar, 1990 or 91. You know what I'm saying?
Just a packed house where standing room only, baseline cluttered with people, and you had to be able to play.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't, you was going to get exposed.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to punish you, or the crowd was going to get you.
And it's like, being a 10, 11-year-old, 12-year-old in them games, or like at the Herbo watching y'all had to be there at 9. I remember when you got hurt, I was there.
We talked about that the other day. Yeah,
I was in there.
Yeah, it blew my knee out, man.
I was in there. Like when that happened.
I was about to punch you too. I was going for the dunk.
Yeah, man.
It's just amazing.
And that energy. Like it was an energy. I mean, you had to be, whether it was Herbo or even like one of their games, you had to get there early. You had to be somebody. Like, what I'm saying?
Them crowds back in the 90s, and you go see a Dunbar game, Coach Mack coaching, and Donald Ford playing, and Michael Smith playing. Everybody wanted to see Dunbar. I mean, they were like I said, and I remember the night we played them over Spingarn. They come in, they ranked number 2 in the country.
Yeah. Not
number 2 in the area. I mean, talking about number 2 in the country, and I mean Spingarn, the standing room only. Like, you look when they went and played that Cadoza team when they had Wink and Andre Hall and all them guys uptown. You couldn't get in the building. You know what I'm saying? They played them at Coolidge. You couldn't get in the building. And I think me as a player, playing under the lights in front of all them people had prepared me to coach under the lights where I'm at now. Because I done been in front of some big crowds. I mean, I wrote about in the book, I used to get in my car, man, at 7 o'clock at night and ride to all the big venues in the city.
Yeah.
To simulate taking Roosevelt to the city title game.
Yeah.
So I would get, and I hear about y'all talking about vision and being a visionary. I mean, I visioned this in my mind that when I took the job at Roosevelt, we're going to win city championships, and I'm going to prepare myself mentally to be ready for that. So I would get in my car, and I would drive to American University and just sit outside the arena for like an hour and just think about winning a championship there. I would drive to GW and sit outside the arena. I would drive to Howard. I drove to UDC when it's 10 o'clock at night, nobody's there. And I'm just sitting outside the door just saying, like, I got to get this. I got to be here. Like, I seen it. And I seen it. And now, going to 10 championship games and winning 5 city championships, I prepared myself for the moment. And I hear about y'all talking about what y'all, what you just saw. I could see it. Like, I've dreamed it, and I want to do it again. That's my vision. Do it again. I'm not saying I'm done doing it. The ultimate goal for Rob Nickens in my program is to win city championships. And hey, you're not going to do it every year. You're not going to do it all the time, but why would I not think we can't do it again if we've already done it so many times before? You know what I'm saying? So I sit in this seat, like humble, because I've lost the city championship 5 times. So God has a way of humbling you as well. That's why, man, I can tell you, I'm scared of everybody. I tell you on the air, School Without Walls, Chavez, until that ball goes up in the air. Before the game, Thriller. Got to get my chicken sandwich from Wendy's on Georgia Avenue. Yeah. And let's go do it. But once the ball go in the air,
he wrote about all of that. Yeah.
And my bow tie got to be pressed. Ready to go.
That's your ritual.
If it ain't right, T, we in trouble.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, wrote about it. Yep.
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but 461 wins?
461 wins.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, it's crazy because, again, in preparation for this conversation, right, you hear about the Bob Haddons, you hear about the Willie Stewarts, you hear about the Mike McLeases, right, in football, basketball, right?
Correct.
You hear about all these legendary coaches from that era where it was lights, camera, action. And 461 wins, like, I feel like Rob Nickens' name need to be said in those names. I feel like it need to be more projected than maybe I've heard it at this point. How do you feel about, I mean, because you still ticking. Like, you could win 39 this year, hit 500 this year. That's possible, right? Like,
that's
like,
tough.
Like, how? But how
But
do
in
you?
2 years, in 2 years we should win 30. In the last 13 years, in the last 13 years, Roosevelt has averaged 20. In 10 of the last 13 seasons, we've averaged 20 wins a year.
Got you.
Right.
So definitely by the next season following.
If God gives me the opportunity, yes.
What does 500 look like to you?
In DC public school basketball, to me, it looks like it's untouchable.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is I've been at Roosevelt 21 years. A lot of people don't stay that long. I'm not taking nothing from anybody. Hopefully somebody does, but 500 is a unique number in public school basketball for sure.
Same school too.
Yeah.
At the same school, and then what people don't realize is that they didn't calculate my M in Washington wins in that 500. I mean, in that 461.
Wait, hold on, slow down. What you mean? So
that wasn't calculated. All the wins that are calculated is the Theodore Roosevelt
that's
wins.
it. So the 461 is pure. That's just Roosevelt. I thought that was like overall.
That's just Theodore.
Yeah, I remember the MM. I remember when it started. Matter of fact, you coached football before too.
I was gonna get there. We was gonna get there. Yeah, we was definitely gonna get there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And did that too.
Yeah. And then, like, I mean, he talked about too, like starting a program.
Started too.
He started too.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Right, which is, I mean, built. And then you talked about, I can't remember if it was an off air or on conversation, but even like, what does that take? Even working with kids, starting something. So building trust from the community, building trust from parents, because it's something that don't exist. Like, you think about it, right? Like, to start something is nothing, and then you say, "Hey, come with me," and those people gotta trust. Like, well, so talk to us about that.
So when I first became a roving leader in Ward 4, Robin Dwyer, rest in peace, my man Rob.
Rob, man.
He put me in the Lamont area, Lamont Riggs area, and you know everybody knows Lamont Riggs was a powerhouse football program for a long time, and they back up and running right now. I'm so happy that they're back up and running. So we about to still a nation. You know how we do it. But he put me in the Lamont area as well. And Lamont Rec was a little shack up there on 20th and Tuckerman. And one day I'm on the field, and there's two kids on the field, Carrington Gibson and Jerron Henry. And I'm like, they just throwing the ball around or whatever. And I'm like, why you guys, not playing football? Well, Lamont doesn't have a team. 2 weeks later, I started Lamont Lightning football program. And we went on to win, I think, 6 to 7 city championships in the next 9 years.
Right.
Shout out to Sam Riddick and as my defensive coordinator, Ronald Hurt Washington, Dirk Faison, all them guys. Yeah. They came with me and believed in me. And I had kids that played for me that lived over on Yuma Street Southeast.
Right.
Furby Hope, that area. And I would pick them guys up. Every day, man. I had a van back then. I would get 20 to 25 guys back then, and they would come play football with me for up in Ward 4. So I'm bringing kids from Southeast to Ward 4 every day for like 7-8 years.
Now, man, I want to stop real quick, though, because you saw the two kids playing football.
Yep.
You decided you want to start the program 2 weeks later.
Yep.
A lot of people watching this want to get involved with anything involving like positive change in their community, right?
Correct.
Walk us through how you were able to convince the agency to start a new program there and how that happened.
Vicky Hall, who was at Lamont at the time, and Terry Gons, who was at Lamont at the time, were big-time people up in Ward 4 in that Lamont community. And Jerron Henry is Terry Gons' son.
Got you.
So once Terry saw my impact with Jerron, it was like, man, look, Rob, whatever you need. At the time, Muriel Bowser was my council member.
Sure.
So she was a strong supporter of us back then. Her and, Brandon Todd and all them people up in Ward 4. And they pretty much, I'm being honest, man, I believe that recreation center is there because of what we built with that football program. Like, because we was in the smallest building you could have, but as we built numbers and that program grew one time I had 6 teams on that field. Man, from August to December, because we were playing championships every year, I had 6 football teams on that field, and I had like 150 kids in that football program.
And it's hard for that not to be true. You see that, and it became hold up. That meaning the program is coming out of that?
And honestly, that's what people don't really understand. I did that at Lamont.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I built that at Lamont, a recreation center. Not to take nothing from Lamont. I mean, that was a small little recreation center in that community, and that's what it was. But you look at the beautiful building now, and then we don't have football at Lamont anymore now. But if you look at the building, in the middle of the floor is a lightning bolt. On the wall, it says
It
lightning.
is. Yeah, I've been in there. Yeah.
If you look, it's a mural on the side of the building of Rico and Rocket, rest in peace, Rocket and Rico, my quarterback. Their mural is on the building. We built that thing, man, from the bottom up. And like I said, you know, Miss Bowser at the time, she went all in with us back then. And hey, man, next thing you know, man, we had one of the best facilities in recreation. And like I said, it all started from me building that thing from scratch, man. And a lot of people gonna hear this, you know, this podcast tonight that probably didn't even know that. But that's what we did at Lamont. And you know, a lot of people played a big part in that. But that building is up there because at one time I had 5 to 6 football teams on that field daily, and a lot of kids running around the Lamont community. Yeah.
No question about that. I'm a witness. You know, I remember just that time, especially when you started. Rob got a football team up. And you know what's crazy? Now, mind you, I mean, you're not downplaying it, but he mentioned his first when he came up to my Lamont Riggs, and for so long, people was thinking, like you say Lamont, they automatically think
Yeah,
you talking about
Riggs.
Lamont Riggs. Yeah, like to be able to build something in almost in the shadow of something like Lamont Riggs, that even takes it to another level. It ain't like they went away. They was
They were still a powerhouse
Yeah.
down there. Matter of fact, I went on to coach at Lamont Riggs after that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I built that from the bottom. We had 6 teams, man, at Lamont. All weight classes from 75 all the way up to unlimited.
Yeah.
And we were winning city championships every year, man. We were strong. But like I said, you know, as time went on, I went to coach at Lamont Riggs and continued the legacy of coaching football. But, yeah, 2 kids, Jerron Henry and Carrington Gibson, gave me a vision that we could build this thing big. And they got a brother and a cousin, and he got his cousin. They knew some kids in Southeast. I knew some guys in Southeast. Made some phone calls, man. In the first year, we had a 75-pound team. And then by year 3, man, we had every weight class.
Amazing.
So,
One of the things that I noticed in the book, you rarely hear coaches talk about publicly is their relationship with the principals.
Yep.
And you talked about being in one place for 21 years. You had like 4 principals at Roosevelt, I think it is, or 5?
I know I've been through 10.
10. Got you. I know you mentioned about 4 or 5 in particular in the book.
In the book that have made tremendous impacts because some of them were interim principals, but
Sure.
everybody that stayed, that was a principal for like more than 3 to 4 years. I mentioned them in my book, starting with Dr. Hush, who gave me the job back in 2005. Rest in peace, man. That was my guy. He had a vision that he wanted to get Roosevelt a city championship. If you walk in the Milkhouse now, it's 5 city championship. It's now 7 city championship banners on the wall. 5 belong to me. 2 belong to, I bet you can't guess who the other 2 belongs to.
For basketball?
Yep.
Oh, I know.
Who?
Red Auerbach.
Red Auerbach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Celtics Red Auerbach?
Yep.
He coached at Roosevelt.
Coached at Roosevelt.
Get out of here.
Also, you know,
So, a
you
lot
know,
of people don't know that as well.
My guy,
I'm one of them. I never knew that.
he coached there. Whatchamacallit went there. Abe Poland.
Hey,
Now,
Paul,
I know. Yeah. And Buffett went to Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's a gap. 1941, 1943 are the banners that sits before my first banner in 2008
Yeah.
in the Milkhouse when you walk in the building.
Incredible.
So, Red Auerbach, man. So I come behind Boston Celtic legend, who I think is one of the best coaches of all time. Yeah, he coached at Roosevelt. So, but yeah, that's what I look at every day. I say, dang, man, wow, Red Auerbach was here before me. Look what I'm doing. Like, it'll make you work, you know.
How about that?
So,
Well, Rob, I think too, man. Like one of the things in the legacy of, and I don't even want to get deep into like, you know, being a roving leader, right? We here to talk about Coach Rob Nickens, but what I think that you are the quintessential, like you wore when Carter was like that, sort of roving leaders were supposed to be that, like the guy who could bridge violence intervention and prevention with sports. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what it is.
Yeah, man. Like, you really are emblematic of, and you've carried on sort of that. Like, even in shout out James Bird, you know what I'm saying? I can't shout JB out, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But
Absolutely.
y'all fit that mold, you know what I'm saying? That you know, coming from, you know, Rob and Cheese and Murphy and all them, you know what I'm saying? Hawata Buried, all them dudes, man.
Great
you know
people,
what I'm saying?
great people, you know, in the Roving Leader program. And you know what I remember so much about me in this role as not only Coach Rob, like now I'm working out at Trinidad Recreation Center, and
Right.
you know, we got some kids over in the Trinidad Recreation area that I know need me as well. But over the years, you know, I got a message the other day on my phone. A kid that played for me texted me at 3 a.m, and he was like, Coach Rob, man, I just want to tell you, man, thank you, man, for saving my life. And, you know, I don't know where I would be at today without you.
Yeah.
And it's messages like that that make you understand that this thing is, I mean, sports is one thing, but life is something totally different. Yeah. And that's why I continue to do what I do, because, you know, I'm not chasing wins anymore. I never chase wins, but I'm not here to win basketball games anymore. Yeah. I'm not here to win championships anymore. That's just the icing on the cake. The trophies for me is when a kid comes back to me 10 to 15 years from now and he has a beautiful family. He's working and supporting his family. He's helping others give back like I gave to him.
Sure.
And he can say, Coach Rob, man, thank you, man, because you showed me what it's all about. Them the championships.
And that's why I really brought up the football thing.
Right.
Because I know that, right, you won in football, you won in basketball, but it never was just about the sport.
No.
Like, you build young men. You know what I'm saying? You save young men. And that go despite whatever the sport is. That's secondary. You know what I mean? That's what, you know what I mean? I think we appreciate, you know what I mean? I'm speaking just, you know what I'm saying, in terms just for the city. Like, your contribution to young people, you know what I mean, in the city, man, in the way that you've changed lives, and so that you'll get that text at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't to really be, you know, some of us that you do it, so you doing it for all the right reasons. You don't think about it that way.
No.
But you're literally, man, especially we know, for a lot of the young men that all of us have worked with, young men who, you know, for whatever reason, their dad may not be in their life, or they may not have had the most positive male role models, man. So you've been big bro, you've been dad, you've been coach, you've been you've been all the above, man. So you just appreciate that, bro, straight up.
Yeah, and it means so much to me to be able to touch a life. Like, man, I know when I retire, I'm still gonna touch lives. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna do that. You know, basketball. Hey, man, I told somebody today, when it's all said and done, I'm gonna sit up on the porch for a while, play with the dog, but then I'm gonna find some kids and touch their lives. That's just what I'm gonna do. You know, I can't get away from helping children. It's just a part of me. It's ingrown in me, and I thank all the leaders that I've had in my life before me. Like, even with my dad, like, I had a scare with my dad last week. He's doing well now. Okay. But you know, had to like fainted and had to go to the hospital. And like I said, today is his birthday, so shout out to Nickens, man. You know, once he got himself together, you know, he gonna joke about it. I was like, man, what's up with you, man? He like, you know I'm tough, right? I said, Dad, you 77 now, man. Yeah. Take your time, right? Yeah. He said, Monk, I only know one way. I know we going hard. We Nickens, we go hard. And that's been my backbone, like, to help these children. Like, life is so short. We losing so many kids to gun violence. Like, I faced gun violence in my life. So, you know, I tell people about that story in my book that I talked about the night that I got shot. But, you know, I believe God had to let me understand what it's about in these streets so I can give back to these young men and these young ladies that deal with gun violence, right? Sometimes it's easy to talk about something, but if you haven't experienced it, then you can't give back to it. You understand what I'm saying? If a guy hasn't coached in front of 10,000 people, he don't know what I've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I've been in front of 10,000 where, hey man, what is he doing? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just believe that everything that has happened to me, not only in my coaching career, but that's happened to me in my life in general, has just been God. I truly believe that. I am just a small piece of the puzzle, and I'm just glad that he picked me to be able to help these children.
You mentioned in your book, and you mentioned here, having players that passed away.
Oh, man.
You mentioned yourself being a victim of an attempted robbery where you ended up getting shot.
Yep.
Tony and I talk a lot offline about the difference between the coaches who inherit programs where they have to deal with all of that, and then like your high-level private school, prep school coaches, they don't have to deal with that, right?
Yep.
Walk through the difference of a coach that inherits a program and is involved in a community where you're not just coaching, you are being unk, you are being big bro, all the other things. What does that look like?
It's not a day that I don't wake up knowing that I might have to deal with something that I wasn't looking for. So when I wake up in the morning, I hate to say it that way, I'm looking for something to go wrong. That's the way I wake up. Now, if we get through the day and nothing happens, then it's a blessing. Two kids I wrote about in my book, Brian Davis, Earl Davis' son.
Yeah, shout out to Earl, man.
Shout out to Earl, who's another great roving leader, great community man. And David Weston, called him D. Miles. He lost his life to gun violence too. You know, the story about D. Miles is so unique because that Friday, I saw him. He was up on Georgia Avenue. He was about to get his hair cut. I was in the barber shop because he was leaving for college on Monday. I had got him in a little junior college up in Pennsylvania called Reading Community College. When my guy Greg Clark was going to take him, and he said, Rob, I'm going to get him out of D.C. for you, man. I got him. He was leaving Monday. So when I seen him at the barber shop, he said, Coach Rob, I got to tell you something. To this day, it haunts me because I don't know what he had to tell me. I get a call at 2 o'clock, which is going into Saturday morning, the wee hours of the morning. His brother Brent called me and said they killed my little brother. So to this day, I don't know what he was telling me. Was he in some type of trouble? Was somebody looking for him? Did he need to leave early? I don't know. But what that taught me was that I don't care. If one of my kids call me right now, I'm going out that door. Tony, hey, Silas, I got to go. It taught me to be ready to go no matter where these kids are. They need you. Stop everything and get there. That's what that taught me. Like, nothing matters when it comes to a kid that Rob Nickens works with. Nothing. My family has to take a back seat in that situation if I have to go help a Milkhouse Ward 4 Trinidad kid. They my life. And that's what that taught me. So now, like I said, everything that I do is based upon helping these young kids, man. Like I said, everybody sees Coach Rob, but they don't see me from 8 in the morning to 8 at night when they see me in the bow tie ready to coach a game. We deal with so many things that you would not believe, man. Teen pregnancy, man. Drug addiction, man. It's just so many things that come across your table that you like, man, death in the family, empty icebox. I can go on and on, man, but, you know.
Say this. I ain't home. I ain't heard icebox.
Icebox in a long
I love it. Hey, you don't even know what that is.
Empty refrigerator, icebox.
Hey, that's right.
Man,
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, cause these new age.
Man, empty icebox. Grandma niggas had icebox.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That made my day. I'm trying to tell you.
Empty icebox,
Nah, for
man.
real,
But
though.
that's real. You know, that's
Real,
what,
man.
That's what I had when we grew up. At it wasn't a refrigerator. It was an icebox. You know. But you see so much, man, where a kid might come to you and say, "Hey, Coach Rob, I haven't eaten," and you go to his house and you see, "Oh man, I gotta get some groceries in here." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we dealing with. But in the end, you know, it's my job to get his high school diploma and get him across that stage and give him an opportunity to go to the next level, whether that be, you know, the workforce, you know, Air Force, Army, college, whatever it may be, but not a casket.
That's right.
That's it. That's the
Not a
one place we
casket,
now. Yeah,
not a
not a
sale.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And and I always say this, and I ain't gonna get on my soapbox. But to your question, man, I really believe like the degree of difficulty. So all them 461 wins, battling all of that.
You got multiplied by like 1.8.
Man, what?
Or 2 or something like that.
It's tough.
Seriously,
It's tough.
Seriously, bro.
And
Hats off to that. For real.
You know, me and Waters had conversations. He'd call me and say, "Man, this is going on with this kid. Man, what I'm gonna do?" I'd be like, "This is what you gotta do." He'll call me and tell me what I have to do. But we know what we're dealing with. And, you know, the one thing I said keeps me going is that I had a lot of people that where I grew up at pushed me to greatness. Like, man, you know Jimmy had that paddle down number 2, man. Hey, man.
Question.
Bam, bam. Like,
Jimmy.
hey, that you know, we can't do that now.
Right.
But that's here.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's how I help, you know, that's how I know how to help these youngins, because what happened to me growing up and the people that helped me, you know, make it to where I'm at today is one of the best ever to me.
Man.
You talked about the difference right there between then and now, right?
Yep.
So you at Roosevelt now in the Petworth community. Petworth has revitalized, gentrified, all of that, right? I noticed a few years ago, like very recently, you now starting to get a little more diverse with your roster.
Correct.
One of your guys, Cash.
Yeah, Cash Wilson. He had Coolidge.
He at Coolidge now?
Yeah, Cash
Really?
and Coolidge. Yeah, Coolidge. I mean, you know, and I'm happy for him, because I mean, one thing about me, if a kid, I mean, Cash was with me for 3 years, but if a kid believes that he has to do this to get where he needs to get to,
Yeah.
I've had kids transfer from other places that come to me. I mean, I don't sit in this seat to say, oh, you shouldn't go to Coolidge, you shouldn't go to Cadoza. Go where you're going to be happy, where you think you have an opportunity to make it to wherever you want to make it to. Mm-hmm. Chase your dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you would never hear me say, don't go here, don't go there. Hey, man, whoever can get you where you need to get to, you need to take that route. But, yeah, he was with me for 3 years, and
this is a white kid. I had never seen a white kid in our era play at Roosevelt.
He was my man. Like, he a bucket.
He definitely a bucket. Yeah, he definitely
He a bucket, and he boogie for me a lot. And you know, the crazy part about it, he's my kid, and I'm gonna help him regardless.
Yeah.
So he can call me right now and say, Coach Rob, I need you. I'm out of here.
Sure.
We that close.
Yeah.
And he called me and he said, Coach Rob, I'm going to transfer to Coolidge. How do you feel about it? I said, Cash, you have my blessing. I'm going to always be here for you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the world is, man, life is too short. We got to help these kids understand, like, you have to make decisions for yourself as you go on in the game of life. And some are going to be tough decisions, but try to make them understand, make the best decision. Yeah. Right. And I don't know if that's the best decision. In my book, I'm going to miss Cash. But if that's what he wanted to do, then, you know, I'm not going to stop anything that someone wants to do.
But along those lines, right, again, with that community changing, you have to now attract those kids who may not necessarily need the icebox filled up, right?
Correct.
So now that recruiting or that, you know, trying to convince them to play, there's a different level of I guess, communication or the techniques to be able to get them to be incentivized to play with you?
So I got a kid, a Latino kid, he can boogie too. Kid named Ronnie Blanco. Like, he's going into the 10th grade. Like, I'm starting to learn how to, I had to learn a little bit of Spanish to be able to talk to him, and some words and things to be able to talk to him. And he's helping me. Like, Coach Rob, type this in. Like, he's showing me so I can be able to communicate to him.
Yeah.
But that area is changing. That Petworth area is a unique area. Shout out to my council member, Janice Lewis George. I love her. I think she does a great job in our area and as a council member. But yeah, you have to be able to adapt to anything. You don't last somewhere 21 years being able to adapt.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen the same, right?
It's not. Man, I've been at Roosevelt 21 years. I've seen a lot of things happen uptown. But I still love what I do because at the end of the day, it's only been one goal: help kids.
Right.
Nothing else has crossed my path but help the next kid.
Yeah, right. And how about that? And no matter how everything else changed, that don't.
That don't never see. That's what I'm saying. That never changed.
Yeah.
We get outside the box with everything else, but I believe that God put me on earth to just help children. I know He did. Yeah. So, hey, if you win a couple of basketball games between that,
so be it.
So be it. Yeah, but that wasn't what He put me on earth to do.
Rob, let me ask you something. As a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
21 years. You going into the 21st year, or is this the 22nd?
My 21st year at Roosevelt, my 31st year in the DCIAA. Yes.
31st year of high school
basketball. Coaching. Yep.
Any thoughts of, coaching at the collegiate or the pro level?
Got offered a college job, head coaching job, athletic director job this summer. In Sumter, South Carolina, Morris College.
That's where my family from.
Yeah, I got offered the head coaching job and the athletic director job. I flew down there for a visit. Just at the time with NIL and some of the money situation, I just didn't think the money was right for me to build a program to where I needed to be right now. But that doesn't say that I don't think about that level, because that was an eye-opener for me to see that when people come out, when people ask you, are you interested and do you think you can do this? You see that, hey, man, it's a possibility. And you got to always look to put yourself on, not going to say in a better situation, but to grow in anything that you do in life. So, I had that opportunity to go down there and see that. And that, it gave me a hunger. You know what I'm saying?
That won't be the last time.
Hopefully God will give me another opportunity. But like I said, I love Theodore Roosevelt. I love where I'm at, but I'm not going to sit in this seat and tell you that if the right opportunity comes for me to grow, you have to look at it, Yeah.
I've seen some conversations, to your point about, NIL, high school basketball, public school. I've seen some conversations where there are people who are arguing that public school basketball is not worth it for the kids that are playing. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because, you've been successful, right? Kids are going to college, coming out of your program, but then there's an argument that, maybe it's
not competitive enough.
That
the other, like the private and all that is
yeah, because it's been an argument that if you're like the sixth man on a prep school team, you might get a better chance at college than a starter on a public school team.
I believe, and it all goes back to this, and I tell my kids, so prime example this summer. So we played in DC Live, which is the live period weekend up at Sidwell. Man, every major college coach in America was in the building. And I tell my kids this all the time. And a lot of my kids got good looks this summer. If you can play, they gonna find you.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Where you playing?
Public, charter. I'm gonna use Gonzaga, St. John's, man. It don't matter. WCAC, man. Pilates. It doesn't matter. If you can play, they're gonna find you. I got a kid in my program now, Elijah Hall. 6'5", sophomore guard. Had a big summer. Had the dunk of the summer. I can't tell you how many college coaches called me after he did that. Right. I had a college coach that I have not heard from in 6 years text me the day Elijah got the dunk.
Right.
And I haven't talked to him in 6 years.
Right.
Hey, how you doing, champ? Right. Huh? How you doing? You got that 6'5" sophomore up there, huh? Yeah, he up here. Yeah, we be in town next week.
Right. Heard about
I'm gonna show it to you.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to him in 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And he was at one place, and then I ain't gonna call who it is, but now he's at a bigger place. But he understands, like, hey man, I gotta go hit that area because some talent at Theodore Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, hey man, it's talented kids at Coolidge, Dunbar, Jackson Reed. What T has done is amazing.
No doubt.
You know, shout out to him, man, getting this opportunity. I think T's gonna be great at that level. You know, people wouldn't. You know, me and T grew up in the same area as well.
Of course.
But hey man, we wanna beat each other. That's just a part of the game. And I had some great rivalries with T, man. But I think he's gonna be a great college coach. Because T know what he knows his stuff. You know,
I'm proud to show.
Dirkey's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? I think Dirkey does. I don't think Dirkey gets the credit that he deserves, but Dirkey does a great job at Coolidge. Damo Road now at Dunbar. You know, Ali Foster, McKinley. We got some great coaches in our league. But again, it's public school basketball. But people need to come out and see us. Like, come see the games. Come see the level of play.
And it's back. I mean, I know I saw you back. When y'all played up Coolidge last year. It was incredible that night.
Yeah, you know, a packed DCIAA game is it is what it is. But we got talent in DC public school basketball, and it's just about you coming to see it. And these college coaches know we have talent in DC. I get calls from coaches all the time about the talent in DC. So we back. We definitely back. Just got to keep working. We back.
When season start? November?
So first official day of practice is always November 1st. But, you know, you can start working out and doing things now. And then, you know, hey, man, we hit the road. You know, December 1, you can play your games. So, man, we hit the road right out the gate. You know, I think I got my first 5 games on the road this year. So, but I always want to be battle tested, man. In my last 2 games, I put it on the schedule this year was Shaka, who does a great job at Friendship Tech Prep. And I'm playing Sidwell the last game of the season before I go into the playoffs. Because Eric Singletary is one of the best coaches in the country. I need to be tested. Win, lose, or draw. You know, I'm always trying to win. But win, lose, or draw, that's a great test before you go into elimination play.
Right.
Play Sidwell, who might be one of the best teams in the country. And now you go into the DCIAA tournament. Sidwell, DCIAA tournament. You had a hell of a challenge before you went to play
no question.
Elimination. You know what I'm saying? So
Any
that's why
games outside the area?
We going. We playing in 3 tournaments outside the area. We going down to North Carolina for Christmas, Durham, North Carolina, to play down the Shiraz event down there in Durham. We played down there last year, which is a great event. It's called the Battle in the Bull. Okay. I love it. They take care of you down there. We going to York, Pennsylvania to play in the Martin Luther King Holiday Classic. And then we going to Pittsburgh as well this year. So trying to get these kids out of the area and get them some exposure for people to see them, man, when we go on the road. Like, these college coaches just don't see them against DCIAA competition, but other competition as well.
I want to play a game real quick, man. And here go the instructions, right?
Okay.
I'm going to give you a scenario, and you had a laundry list of coaches and people that influenced you.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, and rapid round, you got to give me the name of the person that fits the bill.
Yep.
All right? So it's coaches.
Yep.
Team down by 20 at halftime. Which coach would you want to coach in the second half?
Mike McLeese.
Okay. Big game, lights, camera, action. Who gives the pregame speech the best?
Rob Nickens.
Rob Nickens. There we go. All right. Cool. All right. Second string point guard. Not getting a lot of looks. Not getting a lot of time. But you want to get him in the game. Who's the best at accentuating that person who may not be great, but they take him to the next level of greatness?
Tony Langley.
Got you. All right. bad game, blowout, next practice, they got to come in there and straighten it out.
Mitch Creedle.
Okay. One last one. Heavy underdog. Championship game. Nobody believes in them. Who can coach that team up to be able to get that upset?
Rob Nickens, because he's done it so many times.
I like that. I like that.
That's right.
Rob
That's
Nickens,
right.
he's done it so many times.
Yeah.
Ain't never the favorite, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shock. Yeah.
Shocked the world a lot of times in my book happened.
Yeah,
A
for
lot
sure.
of nationally ranked guys lost to Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How
And you
about
can
that?
read about it.
yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, tell us what we can get
Right
that.
here. The Milkhouse, the story of Rob Nickens. I think this book, let me shout out Cohen Melvin, who, man, helped me produce this book the way it needed to be produced. He's an amazing author as well. If you want your book written, man, the right way and published the right way, Cohen Melvin, man, does a tremendous job. He did me and Ricky Goins' book.
Okay.
So he helped me
Yeah.
and Rick
Yeah, I
out.
saw Rick came out with a book.
That's the guy
Yeah.
to help us, help us do it. Rick influenced me to do a book, and it was through Cohen, man. He does a great job. But my book is at CoachRobNickens.com, and it's also on Amazon. Just type in Rob Nickens, Milkhouse, and you can go ahead and get it that way. But it's a tremendous read. I think you're gonna like it. And like I said, it talks about 50 years, and not just basketball, but just me going back to when I first started it, man, in 1975, man. So it's a lovable book, man. You're gonna love it. Like, I mean, you read it. You said
Yeah,
you,
throughout the book, I felt like the theme was that it was countless numbers of people that influenced you. Like, it's really a story of a village,
Yeah.
what it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, in their acknowledgments, they will highlight a bunch of people, but throughout the book, it's just like a laundry list of people. And it's almost like if you took one person away, your life would have been totally different. It took everybody to be able to make you who you are.
And that's why I say I don't take where I'm at for granted. Like, God could have put anybody in the seat, and I feel as though he chose me for this position, but I'm very humble about it because, I know it could have been anybody. And I believe he truly picked me, man, to do this work and to save lives. And, never in a million years did Rob Nickens think he was going to be a coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he talked about the injury and the elbow, and, when I came back, I just wasn't the same player I used to be. I could boogie a little bit, but I believe I was put on earth to coach basketball, but more importantly, to save lives. So, yeah, I think the mentoring part of it is what's big. The basketball part is second. The mentoring part is number one.
Sure.
Yeah, I truly believe that.
Well, now, Rob, we thank you for being on with us today. 461 wins, countless lives saved outside of the game as well, the countless number of football championships, just your leadership abilities and what you've been able to display in multiple facets has really been impressive. So we thank you for your service to the city and to the lives of the people you've changed to.
Man, thank you so much for having me. T, you already know I feel about you like a little brother to me, man.
Sir.
Your family, I know a lot of people in your family. Man, what you've done for me, Silas, man, this is a great platform. And, to be able to talk to the people of Washington, D.C., man, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much.
No doubt. Nah, we had to make sure this happened.
Yeah.
So for those of you out watching, thank y'all for always checking out Heart of the City. Please go to our YouTube page, like the page, subscribe to the page, and share it with some friends. We want to have more conversations like this, and a part of us doing that is you continuing to watch. So thank y'all as always for supporting us. Until next time, take care and peace.
Peace and love.
Peace.